This is Shauna Petty again. I'm now on my third round of interview questions here, so bear with me. I think that I'm pretty creative in the kitchen. I like trying out new recipes, trying new things, new fillings, new cake flavors, and I especially like cooking, making new things while I'm cooking. Like if I'm making dinner and I don't have the ingredients for something, I just figure out something else to make. And I think a lot of my background enabled me to be able to come up with random things that taste yummy, and understand, flavor combinations and what makes something good or bad. Not to say I haven't ever made anything bad, but I think I have a good foundation of cooking and baking that keeps me pretty creative. I find a lot of my recipes are just trial and error. I like cookbooks. I'll look on the internet. People, say, hey, this is a great recipe, try it out. And I just, it took me quite a few tries, to find the right kind of buttercream that I like. And then once I had found that, then, altering that to what I thought tasted better, and my friends liked me for a good year there where I was trying out different buttercream recipes, and I would make them a cake pie once a week and be like, okay, taste this one. Did you like this one better than the last one? And they'd be like, too much butter, too much sugar, too sweet, until I came to the right combination. And my friends will say that they are cake snobs now, that they go to other people's parties and have cakes from other people, and they're like, it's not a Shauna cake, it's not it's not as delicious. And I'm always tickled when people are like, oh, the cake tasted as delicious as it looked, and that definitely really makes my day. I think that I think I'm somewhere between average and I'm definitely better than average, but I don't know if I would consider myself a full expert. I know there's always a ton more that I can learn, and the cake industry is just growing so rapidly, and techniques, are changing, and the things that are out there are just incredible that you can learn. And I know that there's so much more that I haven't even touched on to learn, but I know that I feel like I make amazing cakes that people are just like, wow, I can't believe you created that. And sometimes I look back on my cakes and I'm like, I don't know how I made that either. It was way better than I thought it would turn out. And so I think I'm definitely way better than average, but I don't know if I would be considered an expert, I'm definitely not a buddy, but, I look forward to learning, that's the thing. I'm a quick learner. I'm a fast study, and I feel like, show me something, I'll make it for you, and I'll make it good, I think as far as competitive, I think it's just part of my personality. I'm kind of a type A, and I have two sisters, so we grew up just being competitive. We're still competitive. We're best friends, but we're still, my kid's cuter, my kid's, this or that, and my life is this or that. And I think there's always a level of competition, especially among siblings, and so I'm just used to that. But I, when I played sports, or when I was in college, I was one of the best grades, when I was in school, I've always been a competitive person. My family is a big, game playing family. When we get together, we're going to be on vacation together in a week, and we play cards, we play board games, we play just everything under the sun we love to play. We get together and play the Wii, we love to play games. We have tournaments, card tournaments when we're all together. So I'm definitely a very competitive person. Have there been fights during friendly games? Absolutely. I can probably count beyond my hand and toes how many fights have happened. So we're definitely competitive, but I think that's something that makes me a driven person, a person who's passionate, is that drive to be competitive. A lot of my cakes are two-tier or more. People really seem to like how those look, and so I make a lot of multi-tiered cakes, some sculpted, some not. People are really into the topsy-turvy cakes, so I make quite a few of the topsy-turvy cakes. I make all kinds. I make mostly probably birthday cakes. The tallest cake I've made is a 4-tier wedding cake. I'm not really equipped. I don't have a big enough fridge to make much taller or wider cake, and I can't pick them up physically. I mean, it's hard enough picking up the 4-tier cakes to stack and decorate them. I like to use a dowel system. I use wooden dowels and cardboard circles between, and then one long wooden dowel, a larger one, all the way down the center. I've not lost a cake yet, so I feel like it's an effective method for decorating. The kookiest cake I've ever made is like a skull cake. Someone requested a cake that was like a human head, like a skull. That was probably the weirdest cake, and it was really funny too because every time I put it in the fridge, and every time I open the fridge, it would like freak me out that there was like a head in my fridge. But that's probably the weirdest cake I've made, and the you know, probably one of the most difficult cakes I made was a 4-tier wedding cake, and it was huge, and it had spacers between it that had flowers in it, and transporting it across town. Oklahoma roads are like pothole city, and I mean, I felt like every bump I was like, we're gonna lose this cake, but I made it, and the cake looked incredible. They loved it, and so everything was okay, but it was high stress. Like, I thought I was having a panic attack across town holding a cake in the back of my car, like, ah! But I don't know that I have a specific cake style. I just I like great looking cakes. I like cakes that people don't expect to be so incredible. Sorry, I forgot what I was also supposed to say.
How would you rate your decorating skills under time constraints?
I mean, every week I'm under time constraint because people, you know, have a set time that they want to get their cakes by, but I'm very organized. I'm like, okay, first I've got to do this, then this, and I really plan out what I need to do so that I make sure that I stay within it. So maybe that's part of my controlling personality, but I think that I'm good under pressure and under time constraints as long as I can plan out what I'm supposed to be doing, as long as I have a plan of attack, you know.
Are you usually happy with your end result?
Absolutely. I think it's really funny because there'll be some point in the cake where I'll be like, this is just not turning out, it's horrible, I don't think they'll like it, and then by the end of the cake I'm like, oh, this is an amazing cake. And so there's like a turning point within making cakes where I'm like, this isn't gonna look good, it's not gonna happen, and then I just add all the rest of the details and finish it up, and it does look incredible, you know, it did turn out great.
How do you think you'll react in groups? Will you be a leader, or what role?
Yeah, I think that I'm a leader, definitely. I've always been, but I also feel comfortable with being that worker, like, and that go-to person where, you know, someone, you know, else wants to be the leader. I'm all for that. I don't have to be the leader every time, but I do find myself often rising up, you know, in work situations and game playing, and, you know, I'm just used to being the leader, I guess, and maybe I'm just more outgoing and assertive, and so that just naturally happens, probably.
How far will you go to win?
Within reason, I mean, I want to win the cash. There's no question about that. I want to be, you know, the next great baker. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes to win it, but, you know, for me, whatever it takes is hard work and doing an incredible job and being a great competitor. You know, at the judges table, if, you know, I'm not saying that I'm gonna be, you know, all sweet peaches and cream, but, you know, if I feel like someone else should go home, then I'm gonna say why I feel like that person should go home and why I should stay, you know, and I'm not gonna be afraid to, you know, I'm not saying I'm gonna hurt other people's feelings, but I mean, that very well might happen, you know, and so I wanna win, and if it comes down to me and them, I'm gonna say why they should go and why I shouldn't, and be blunt about, you know, what was good and bad.